Now we have understood our users, defined the user's problems, pain points, etc. Next stage or the step is ideation. Now if we move back where I've discussed the UX design process. First was empathize. That means understand your user, conduct research, then define is to like we did empathy map, user stories, personas. These all come under define. You have to define the requirements of the users based on your research. The third step is ideate or ideation. So, ideation is the process of generating a broad set of ideas on a given topic with no attempt to judge or evaluate them. Right? You have to just come up with as many ideas as possible. You have to brainstorm as many solutions as possible. So, how do you evaluate ideas and how do you know that idea is good for your project? So you have three categories: feasible, desirable, and viable. If your idea satisfies these three qualities, then you can say that your idea is perfect for the project or for the designs. So feasible means that it is technically possible to build. Right? The first is feasible. That means technically possible to build. Second is feasible also includes budget and all. Well, it's under another category, but technically possible to build means that you can actually implement it, right? Second is desirable, best at solving user problems, right? All the user problems should be solved using that idea. Third and the last is viable, financially beneficial for the business, and does it come under the budget? So if these three categories are satisfied, that means your idea is perfect. So why should we come up with a lot of ideas? Like I said, you need to come up with as many ideas as possible. So list of idea is narrowed based on constraints like budget and timelines, right? So if you come up with many ideas, it's definitely it's bound to get narrowed down to three or four ideas maybe, or maybe even one idea, because there are so many constraints like time limit, budget, and whether you can actually implement it or not, right? The next is you need to come up with so many ideas because you need to also focus on equity. I've already explained. Equity means equitable means that your product is also, it is also beneficial for the people who have special needs or people with disability, right? So this was about ideation process. Now as you can see here, most important part of ideation is competitive audit. So a competitive audit is an overview of your competitors' strengths and weaknesses, your competitive companies in the market, right? So things we can learn from competitive audit is like identifying, first of all, identifying your competitors. Second is reviewing the products that your competitors offer. Make do a research on the products that other companies offer. Understanding how your competitors position themselves in the market, right? What all benefits they are getting, or what are the profits they are getting. Examining what your competition does well and what they could do better, right? And considering how your competitors talk about themselves. So all these things you'll get to know through competitive audit, right? Basically conducting an analysis, comparing other companies with your company and finding the strengths and weaknesses of the other company so that you can make your products better. Then there are different types of competitors, right? So we are on a mission to find competitors through competitive audit. But we have two different competitors, direct and indirect. Now let's understand what is the difference between direct and indirect. Direct competitors have offerings or the products. Offerings means products. Direct competitors have products that are similar to your product and focus on the same audience, right? If your product and some other company whose products are same and they focus on same type of users or same audience, that means they are your direct competitors, right? Now indirect competitors means they are also offering same product, but they focus on different audience, right? Or they have different set of offerings and focus on the uh, it's the same what I just said, that they have same product to offer to the market, but they're focusing on different group of users. Okay, so let's explain this using an example. It will become more clear. Let's say you're creating a weight loss app that focuses on people in their 30s. Your direct competitors are other companies that also make weight loss apps targeted at people in the 30s, right? Because they are focusing on same audience and they are offering same product. So they are your direct competitors. And your indirect competitors is any company that makes health and wellness app. You're making weight loss app and they're making health and wellness app targeted at people in their 30s, or they make weight loss apps targeted at people in a different age bracket, right? So in indirect competitors, either they have same offering and different age or different group of user, or either they have different offering but same group of user. So this is what is the difference between direct and indirect competitors. Now, what are the benefits of competitive audits? So what it does is it informs your design process. Knowing what others have done can help you make better design decisions for your own product. So this is one of the major benefit of this competitive analysis. It also solves usability problems. So, is your website difficult to use? If so, you know what to avoid for your own website, right? So that your website doesn't become difficult to use like your competitors. So this is another one of the major benefit. And yeah, it saves time, money, energy. There are so many benefits of competitive audits. So now we have understood the ideation stage where we come up with as many solutions as possible in order to find the best solution for a problem statement. Now, now we have come up with many solutions. We need to evaluate those ideas using three main points, the categories that we discussed: feasibility, desirability, and viability. And if all the conditions are satisfied, that means our idea or our ideation process is completed, and now we need to convert that idea into design. So how do we do that? Let's understand this using a project. It would be more simpler for you. Okay, so here we have done the competitive analysis, the design journey. Now what is this known as, this the thing that we have drawn here? Let me zoom this. Can't zoom. Yeah. So here, as you can see, here it is written UX design storyboard. Now storyboarding, they show you how each scene of the journey will play out for the user as they interact with the product. So scenario is that using a wedding ceremony checklist app to easily make the checklist of ceremonies. So what happens here is we created a persona, Vidya Datta, if you remember. Vidya Datta, right? So here that's what it is written. Vidya opens up the app, right? Here are so many apps, among which is our app that we are designing. Vidya will click on this app and then she finds the ceremony checklist. See here, home page. She comes to the home page. She clicks on the ceremony checklist and then the checklist page opens, or checklist, what do we say, opens the checklist. The entire checklist is opened, and then our user browses through the checklists, or the through the ceremonies, not checklist, through the ceremonies. Right here you can see ceremony 1, ceremony 2 till ceremony n. What happens then is that, suppose Vidya wants to add ceremony 1, she adds and then she reorders some of the ceremonies according to her family background. Yeah, so what happens here is, now since this checklist is for all the common ceremonies, there might be more ceremonies according to the culture of a state or of a person's or a state that person belongs to. So according to that, they can add a new ceremony according to their cultural requirements, right? Then the ceremony and the details opened when the user clicks on the ceremony 1. What happens here is this entire thing is opened where every detail of the ceremony is mentioned, and then if they want to confirm the checklist after adding on the ceremony, she finishes the list and confirms it, right? So this is how the storyboarding is done, right? The same thing is explained using user flow, where we create a flow chart. Now here comes wireframe. Everything that we drew here using pencil, right? The same thing is there, only we have added, we have made it more formal, we can say, because here we drew roughly, and here we have added all the icons, the space for icons, the content. For content we have put lines here. So this is how we draw wireframes using our paper pencil, right? So after you have created these wireframes, you can convert this into digital wireframe. This same thing is converted into digital wireframes. So you can create these wireframes using a tool called Figma. Let me show you here. It's taking a lot of time to load. Okay, let me explain this. Here, home screen. As you can see, the user clicks on the app, and this home screen will be displayed. Then these are the options to add the name of the ceremony, right? They can add a new ceremony, and then if they wish to confirm or discard particular ceremony, they can do that also. So this is how we have created wireframes using Figma, and yeah, same thing. So these are the checkbox that we've used: navigation bar, an app bar, home screen, custom play, checklist. Here you can select the ceremonies. In this line you can select or deselect your ceremony further inside the checklist. You can also set a name, and here you can create your checklist successfully, right? Yeah, your checklist will be displayed here. You can also add or view your ceremony. You can edit a ceremony, again add a new ceremony, or you can go back to your checklist and view your entire list. So this is how we have created digital wireframes. After these digital, we put some colors into it, and it becomes high fidelity prototype, or these are known as low fidelity, because they closely match the look and feel of the final product. I mean, the design is low fidelity because it has lower amount of complexity, it is less refined, less polished. So this is known as low fidelity prototype, and this closely matches the look and feel of the final product, right? It is highly polished and everything. So that means we call it as high fidelity prototype. So this was, I'm just giving you the overview of prototype. It will take some time to load. Yeah, this thing that I showed you here, the app and the checkbox, everything, we have put some colors into it, right? That is the UI, and previously what we were working was on UX. So this typography, color, checkbox, icons, text field, these all come under UI, right? Same thing, we have just given some colors to it to make it look beautiful and appealing, right? So this is how you um, create designs, right, after the ideathon phase. And this entire phase was the prototype phase, like we did earlier. So this was about the fourth stage, prototype. After ideation comes the prototype phase, and how to work on that software tool, that is Figma, to create those designs. That is a different topic which will be discussed differently in a different video. For now, this was everything that is involved in the prototype phase, right? So next we'll move to the test phase later on.